We all work together to do these types of things. So let us sing happy birthday. You don't put candles on it because you can't blow them out anymore.
And it's a fire hazard.
Right.
Fire department would like to do.
Probably not if we have 90. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ken and Ron. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Yeah. Thanks for the cake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty.
it is. They did. Well, I wrote on it. Did the other decorations. They did the decorations. Here we go. Well, we'll put it over here. Cut it. All right. Now moving along, we do have our speaker. So if you would like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm John Patterson. I'm from McLaren Bear Lansing, from Eaton Rapids actually. So just here to talk to you about the hospital. I was involved, the main executive, with building the new hospital, additional buildings out there. Been with them about 36 years. I'm a respiratory therapist. Happy to be here. My son owns Michigan Barber and Salvage, so I'm over this way a lot.
Oh,
So, yeah.
we're glad to see you. All right. Okay, we're gonna have dinner, and then we'll have our program. So we'll start here, and then we'll go back there, and then we'll go here, and then there, and here, and here. How's that?
Here we go.
So you're first, Ron.
I really need that. Bring on that bucket.
We can ship them down there.
I did. I do 2 weeks in a row.
All right.
Tough.
You need salad. Let's see if you want to say it. You don't have to say it. You don't have to. We know we're really good.
There you go.
That's what I got.
Somebody get your plate.
Yes, good.
That was their job when they started
You don't want my shirt on there. I know.
All right. Yeah, you guys are right across. You're right across the corner. And you're right across.
You'll ace it.
Yeah.
What's all right for you?
No, Historical Society is across. I don't know where you, I don't know.
So your real thing to think is.
Oh, cool. I guess so. Yeah. And they're your friends. Right for
Yeah.
Guys don't have to wait very long.
Okay.
Small plates.
That's it, glad to see you made it back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
Oh, the wrap, right? Yep, yeah. I used to sit on that one occasion. We're heading the right direction, right?
That's the number I hope I make.
Area, 3 miles square area.
He's fine with it, but,
It's like building a house.
Doug,
So,
Jared,
if you, I've got a couple of them.
so it's not really setback.
Yeah, when it was school, they're the only thing that they want turbocharged, puts it right in the front seat of the steps. So you spin the wheels.
Would you like a piece of cake?
Really kind of
You got your grandkids, though.
We got one on there.
Oh.
Oh, you got one? Okay.
Don't touch it. Go watch this.
You want a piece of cake?
No, you said, they put you in the back, anyway, you know, any of the lumber you can put on the road.
Get right off your hands.
Maybe Dan Turner.
And Dave? We're gonna
Yeah,
have
just
it
like
for,
for-
It don't matter.
figured out now. Doug was-
It don't matter.
We had Ron Anger do it.
Oh, yeah.
Ron said, well, that was easy.
Four cylinders.
You are?
I think we'll get more.
He needs more frosting than I do.
Oh,
He needs a little more, a little more sweeter.
Jim.
Didn't think you better come tonight, yeah?
16. Oh. Serena.
Ron and his skate. No, yeah,
Driveway.
Jared.
Step on a little bit because you never know what to do.
And family.
Come out of there and they just a barrel.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I step on a little bit.
I really had my
You like cake?
Oh, no.
I think it's gonna be nice. Yeah.
But I came up with a better idea for
Yeah, I think you're straight. All right.
I want to give out,
Can I give you cake?
spring fling, I want to give out door prize tickets. Got all these door prizes.
Ooh, yeah.
And if they show up, you get to choose one.
When get one?
For the workshop.
Not yet.
That way they don't get something to watch. And, we can give out the tickets at the spring fling, and the town.
Oh, that's nice, nice
So
tie-in.
that'll attract their attention. I'll put it in. Also, we're gonna have a round table. And I got all these stickers for the different, 5 different groups. 5 different groups. And then, maybe we can do this turn around, and carry their sticker over and then put it on.
Oh, that's a great idea too, yeah.
Displays. Me?
Yeah.
But then give them something to do as they're walking around. Make a sticker.
I love that.
So that's another thing I'm working on. So that'll.
Yeah, no, never.
And,
No, that's wonderful. We're verified for the store now.
All that wood back there, wood's like that. Trimming things down.
I understand. That's how I feel about my flower girl.
you know, I spent
No, we're going to Terry.
We thought the door was like.
Terry and I walked the woods around. She's always got to be township. No, it's not very old.
Back up. And that girl, we had that big flat top out the other day.
The basement.
We got home,
Okay.
everybody,
Literally.
pick it up
I
and
got to
pour
see
it
the
on the
hospital.
tractor.
Hopefully, everything went well.
Kerosene on it, where to go?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, they're big windows, yeah, yeah.
70 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's, It's nice, although we didn't really factor in, east and west facing windows. So where my mini desk is,
Yeah, I didn't know.
and security, when you first walk in that main entry, you're lined
I didn't
up
know some of that.
for about an hour and a half every day.
Well, I'm actually like the snow fence and stuff, that causes problems. with the road.
I don't get it.
We were like, my husband and I
We're
were
about an
like, hey,
hour
we're
away.
gonna do all this. It's like, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
Yeah,
years
with
ago,
the
it
education.
had like friends.
And then the Thursday,
Trains
was there when you were moving.
94 to 69 is a casino, I mean, like, and I don't live down there, and there's
That's a good
power
name.
lines,
Yeah.
sewers is doing it, or
Yeah.
the highway.
But he's really excited. He's really
There's some beach there, I mean, they were up in the woods, up in the hills.
Good. That's what we always hope.
It was by some beach.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, there's power lines going down through there. I
Go
don't know.
around anywhere?
Maybe they split it.
No,
Maybe the
no.
big lot.
Because they were talking a lot about the people. We went to the beach, we went to an island.
I was born in Eaton Rapids.
Was the island apart?
Use their ER fairly frequently with my boys growing up.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I was having kittens stuff.
Yeah.
The little boat?
Yeah, we did.
And, we can get into it, the cats get in there.
And they say it never rains at this
Yeah.
time of the year.
That's.
Yeah.
It rains.
Well,
They've
no,
got their time before.
that El Nino going on, you know?
We, and actually,
We got.
one day I thought I had a blood clot in my leg.
Just off that island.
And,
Oh, my gosh. We
so
went
I
to
called
those
up to my
little,
ER.
You know, stands that had like
They
the
said,
juices
well,
and whatnot.
There's about
And-
some people waiting.
The guy, the owner, he goes.
And I said,
There was a
okay.
collection. Yeah, you know, they're
And so I just ran, it was early in the morning, so I ran up to Eaton Rapids and, I was in, had a scan on my leg, x-ray, was out in about an hour and a
Got
half.
him good.
Again, and they said I was fine, so then I went to work. So,
Did we have any records, what percent here, was that run rate? You run rate, so I saw this just.
It's funny because when we go someplace,
Didn't even know that was
it's on there every time.
did Tim come over, or president, or who?
I think
We were
that's
gone
what it
last
was,
week.
it was a great school station, and honestly, I don't know the price, but.
They had to. Then I told them,
Right.
And, you know, a car was
Yep.
They
rear-ended.
weren't gonna be there today,
And
but they
the back
needed to
end
get
was
in
destroyed.
tomorrow.
So it must have been a dead stop, the other vehicle must have been going 60.
So when I retired from Central Commerce,
Puerto Rico.
Trevor made me up.
Really?
So after that,
Yeah.
you know,
fun. I'd go back.
you know,
Sitting down.
Get up there.
On the side.
Have you been there more than once?
One side is
So
Michigan,
much.
Where is
on
it?
the outside is Michigan.
I've
Yeah,
seen
that's
it
one
sometimes
last year,
in
or not?
Puerto Rico, closer to the airport.
Kept over here.
I've stayed over at.
Yeah,
Most papers.
Hudson
Yeah.
side.
Underwater right now.
I
It's
stayed.
come a long way.
Probably is.
as well.
On the ocean always, or in the resort, or what kind of places?
Trevor
One
really doesn't like to talk.
place, but a couple of times, is a family-owned restaurant, hotel.
I've got one of those
Kathy
Real
said
easy
she's
to
been
walk
hanging
to,
try to cover your flights.
Carolina Beach,
Oh, that's
across the
nice.
street. There's a big shopping area there, big high rises.
Well, people are gonna flock back.
There's a little park, or state park that's just down from there. Yeah. And then when we stayed in Monterey, it was a big.
Oh, Larry.
Brett's park. I can't say
Sunday, they
for
were
3 years because
big
we
boys.
I'm the head librarian of the Mason Library.
Oh, we did that too.
Down the west side.
We drove around the
Really good.
When I came out.
Everything else, they say big
Well, we're
boys.
doing a mountain
back.
trip.
Oh, yeah, but it feels really good. $18 a piece.
I left there.
Yeah. Oh, pretty quick, yeah. They had a lot of people.
I came back from the office.
A lot of women. The last time I was there, there was only one gal waiting on the whole
Because I knew
building.
Joe and Linda,
Yes,
Betty,
okay.
that's who we say.
Not
Okay.
50. Not
Where's
50.
Sarah going?
Connecticut.
Sarah was earlier.
Hey, if you ever wanna go, come on.
Started up this gift company.
Right, yeah, June was back.
They got them over there.
6 months.
Store too.
Yeah.
And then she's bought this building over here, and she's gonna have
Right.
breakfast or.
So, I think it was.
Yeah, something.
Right.
Called the Jefferson, I didn't wanna get what it is. Yeah, but she's great.
How did they do though with COVID and everything with that?
But
They
yeah.
run out of anything?
No, they didn't, they were fine. They actually are residents.
Yeah, that's just how the top of the table they got.
Well, a couple of years ago, remember they were declaring the bankruptcy and all of that.
Yeah.
That was from a hurricane.
They got
And then, you know, just a couple of years later, things had gone wrong, so I just wondered how that might have been.
Yeah, well, they turned out all right.
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 Yeah, I remember him saying that, somebody help.
Yeah. Just get wine for it. Kind of windy, just like, just kind of groove happening.
I was just telling somebody,
Winds up and
I don't have to drive it down, so I'm supposed to drive right now.
really scary. You get into it, you bottom off the car, every time you drive in, the bottom of the car.
Fortunately, it didn't rip anything out.
Rental company took it back and got charged.
Say no.
Here's like Ferris wheel. But you need 3 people to do it.
How's your granddaughter doing?
She's good. Wild.
When was the baby due?
September.
That's my other sister.
So she hasn't lost her,
That'd be a good one to have. She's one of those poor Mason ladies.
Interesting.
Forget the library without a child. That family should be. And I love it.
Is she excited?
They know what's going on in their community. They're not freaking out. So awesome.
When I picked her up,
They know I'm learning about politics. I have no idea what's going on.
she has her turn things back, of course.
Yeah. Don't tell me to.
Must be a meeting between the 3 or the.
Well, in her car. Well, where is she? Well, I will come back there with you.
Yeah, you
But then I can take her.
When my wife was looking at that, I wound up over there to go to shoulder. So I ended up going to Dr. Jackson.
She's 5 or 6,
Yeah,
right?
we went down there on the real nice guy. He, in fact, he's almost mine now.
Well, the questions are so serious, like, you know, and then you answer and she's like,
Much better than
I'm gonna run it, yeah.
He's got that going on too.
Yeah, I'll have one.
no, thank you.
She got a hold of that one. Your wife is Harmon, it's over. Well, they don't do
Thinking,
shoulders.
trying to think when he
The
would
guy
have been right in
across,
that.
always
Everybody
does
might
the
have over
shoulders.
to the
He does,
hospital.
that's all he
Seems
does.
like he went to Everett.
Township representative. Are you really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, he can eat it when he's feeling better.
She's
gonna have an
They're doing a recreation plan.
That had that down in Florida, one night, that stupid
They've actually just been part
hair
of grants.
medicine, yeah.
Well,
They had him all.
your classes
I mean, they
were
were moving
bigger.
right along, you
Part
know,
of the
and-
money to pay them. Part of
Yeah.
the
I used to laugh at my ex-wife.
That's what
She
you already had.
still had her class was like 300. When I drove to Springfield, so it was 7, you know, she had, I think I graduated, you know, like,
How you gonna do it? Stay home and go up there and
yeah, a little different.
exercise, hold the fishing rod and stand back.
park there, they want to.
Oh, that's what that's
The wall
what I
down,
also,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
pavilion, put up new,
The renting price.
screen all done, new seats, and then.
Yeah, she
Really,
had
570.
Somebody told me that.
But I'm not sure it
Yeah.
I said,
is. Six.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Yes, he's all.
Oh, really? Yes.
Pushing your Russian.
they're bringing in, we got, right?
No, they are not. No.
The current one. I mean,
For that.
We all wondered.
Yeah, I'll be
Got it all?
okay with it. I won't make it, I thought maybe
Wow,
I
now
could
they're
make
gonna talk about the 90s. There's another committee on February, March. You guys
a delay that might be pushing pretty close, but
for Pearl Jam.
Why couples play?
I think if we had to postpone it.
you again? Me again.
We did try to, we did talk about it.
He said that last time.
Sophomores? I think it's not too bad.
Thing we do.
It's never gonna make pink a long time. Yeah, Costco makes good cakes,
wouldn't give her anything.
but their cakes are too big.
Those ones that they buy,
The girl.
you know, like the curly layers.
I got the cheesecake ones, cause I gotta go for a group thing, and then I got cherries that people put on, that work. Take it off.
It'll be a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's all right.
and I'm gonna do a lot more next year. That didn't haul, you know.
I wanna shake hands with
Colton, when you get down there, Colton, don't really get fight himself. In middle of February, usually, from where I can fish from bank. So I went over to this lake that I fished before. And I, from about here to the flag, is grass. It's with this much water.
You're very happy with that.
So it's kind of like, you know. So I hemmed and hawed and went over there a couple times to check it. Finally,
If you're not gonna eat that, come away, stand with it.
the middle of, I want to say it was the last part of February, I said, the hell, it's warmed up now, I mean, we run right up at record high for 2 weeks, and there's fun and like shit, I said, well, I'm gonna go fishing, I'm gonna just go do something, so I went down there. Okay, come on, it's a big one, wade out there, I mean, there's probably not any alligators in here, or snakes, maybe. Maybe.
I would never wait or see.
I looked it over pretty good, and I waded out past that bridge line, and I fished for the last 3 weeks down there about twice a week. I was fishing 1 or 2 bass. I didn't catch any big ones all day, but I think I got good size
First,
fish.
they watched them sit up for 10
I
years.
told my wife, I'm either gonna buy them down there or take down the set of waders.
I mean, to the point where he's
When
buying
they get
like
down there.
shellac off of eBay, like half each
Oh,
shellac
wow,
for me,
that's
so
Oh,
those
did
will
you?
actually match shellac on the base, like stuff I haven't got around to.
Did you
like,
keep
also
it, they in season?
completely crazy.
I don't know.
The last
Such a
little
thing.
clip you're running,
Oh, is it?
I gotta use that next time I go to the hospital.
Getting better.
19 inches, this is up for one meal. Just for you, huh?
I got to find
Oh, it does have some part of it.
Who's doing that for you? Oh, yeah, especially the D. Michigan Orthopedics, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy, he's gonna do well. He, trained at our place and went off to his fellowship, and came back and took over for Dr. Floyd.
You should have put who really cares on all these, at this point.
Okay, I gotta preface this tonight. This is a thing that came out from the mathematics department at UCLA. And they did it, it was a spoof that they did, but it's real questions, but not like that. So, anyway, we don't take it too serious here. How about the first one?
Zero odd or even?
B. It's B, it's even. And I do have the documentation, I mean, they're all real.
Yeah.
real If anybody really needs it. How about number 2?
Neither. Negative.
Actually, it's A, with different cultures. So, and if anybody wants the full 9 yards, well, I can meet you after the meeting. I got the references. I'm sorry, number 2, I read wrong. 2 was neither. 2 was neither, I
got one right, all
my
right.
trifold was goofed up here. And number 3 was A. Okay, how about number 4?
All the above.
Correct. Number 5,
C.
D.
D. Good.
Number 5,
B or D?
D is in David. Number 6,
I would like you to read that question.
what were the rules of Brahmagupta? How'd I do?
Well, better than I would have.
Indian.
C. Which one
C.
are you on?
C, number 6.
I forgot to answer that one.
Number 7,
B.
B.
D is in David. And number 8.
Who really cares? D.
That was mine, but it's actually B. Okay, how about 9?
C.
Okay.
C. Number 10?
Oh, really?
10 is B is in boy.
Did you know that one?
And number 11,
Zero.
Yeah,
D.
D.
And again, I do have the references from the UCLA if anybody wants to.
Was this chef's hat on that UCLA test?
No,
Jeff might want. I thought Jeff might get it. Remember the actually, it's real nice. Can't say anything.
You do it easy.
D is in dog. No, not D, this is 11.
There you go.
You down here? Joe's kind of.
I just wrote him a check for Georgia.
Any of them would work, correct.
Did you run these back, Rittenhouse?
I think we're gonna start the program.
UCLA math department.
Yeah, I don't think I would agree with that. Well,
Plug that up.
high school advanced math. Whoops.
Took care of it right in his office.
We're gonna get started. Mr. Patterson from,
Got you guys.
the new McLaren, he's gonna speak with us tonight. He introduced himself a little bit briefly when he first came in. He's been a very integral part of the, whole new construction we've all been watching over the last couple of years, on 127. We're delighted to have you here tonight, and, we're anxious to, hear what you've got to say.
You're my first presentation post move-in. I had a bunch of them leading up to, we could show the construction and what was going on. And then when you ask, I'm like, we're already moved in, so we're gonna have to do something a little different. But this is what the campus looks like if you haven't been by it. And
I've been in it.
the architects we work with, they always like it when what they draw and what they build actually match, and they do a nice job. So, again, biggest investment by McLaren Healthcare in the company's history. $600 million investment, 240 bed acute care hospital. We're a level 3 trauma center, primary stroke center. Hope we get to a level 2 trauma center. Attached to it, the building coming out, that's our outpatient care center. Houses our cardiology practice. We've got a lot of our medical education in that building. Our breast care center, mammography. And then attached to that is Carmanos on the front side where you see the glass. Again, they joined McLaren Corporation probably 6 years ago. Very active in cancer research, so we're happy to have them right there on campus. There's 2 existing buildings if you drive by. They're a little harder to see from the highway from Forest. Historically, they were called the Granger buildings. It's our health and wellness pavilion, and you'll see a little later on, we moved a bunch of our kind of outpatient services into there, repurposed those buildings. And then you'll also see we're in the process, broke ground really early this year on a new medical services building that's gonna house a partnership with MSU Radiology, perhaps some stuff with DeVos Children's Hospital, and then some of our programs. So we're continuing to develop the campus. It's about a 44-acre parcel that we purchased, and we're filling her up. Again, we started, the groundbreaking was December of 2018, and kind of progressed along. First patient day was March 6th of 2022. So pretty exciting day, pretty scary day, but it went flawlessly. So this is a map of the campus. You can see the orange building and the kind of, I guess it'd be teal. That is what we call the Health and Wellness Pavilion. Across the road from the orange, in between the 2 kind of water features, that's where we're building that MSB2, we call it. And then you can see the parking, and there's still the MSU foundation up in what's called the Alliance building. So that's just kind of an overview of the property. Again, our goal is to make it easy access, make it state-of-the-art. I would say 95% of the high-tech diagnostic equipment, everything is pretty much new. We had a few things that we bought within the last year or 2, so you don't spend $1.5 million on a CT and leave it behind, right? So we moved a few things over, but for the most part, all new items. Opened up more opportunities to work with MSU on research, different programs that we could work together and join. And we're really proud of the Cancer Center, and for the folks that are going there for treatment, the infusion floor, which is second, we have different mixtures of kind of private rooms that people just kind of by themselves. We have other areas that we call more community, where you can kind of converse. Some people like to chat with their neighbors and talk, and great views out the windows. Again, a lot of light. Trying to make it as cheerful as can be for a very rough diagnosis. So trying to make people feel good if they got to be there, at least make it a nice environment. One of the things we're always interested in is training and then hopefully retaining some of the brightest, best medical students. And so we put a lot of money into their areas. They have advanced simulation labs in the lower level of the outpatient care center where they can practice their arts. We have cadaver labs for some of the surgeons to be able to practice some of their their skills. They have great sleeping quarters, they have a lounge with a workout room. Up above, we have 4 different classrooms that are pretty much committed to the residency programs. We can use them off hours more so for community events. We have availability. But we think that's really gonna help us retain more of the folks that come, because it's just gonna be a good experience for them. So we did focus on that. Again, this is a picture of the acute care hospital. We're 9 floors above grade. There's the east side, so the longer side, and then we've got the short side. So it's kind of 30 beds on the long, 16 it tends to be on the short. So if you look out one side, you can see into MSU Stadium. You can kind of see the downtown skyline. You look out the other side, you're kind of looking at the horse farms and things. So it's a very nice view. So move day, March 6th. As I say, clinically, I'm a respiratory therapist, and most of my life has been spent doing clinical work. I just got tapped for this about halfway through with some changes. And so we've been living through COVID, right, for the last 2 years. And, you know, my biggest fear is, so we've got to move all these patients in one day. You know, there's a lot of patients that you're not too worried about, but you've got patients that are on life support, that are already critical, and you know, all I worry about leading up to that was, God, don't let anyone, you know, have an adverse outcome on the way over. So we worked with a national company, Healthcare Relocations, that this is what they do for a living. They move hospitals, they move people, and so they've been working with us for 2 years leading up to this, and had a very detailed plan. On the day of the move, you can kind of see we had 14 ambulances, 3 buses from Dean Transportation, all ready to take our folks. We made sure one of our nurses went with every patient. If they were a critical respiratory style, went with a nurse and a respiratory therapist. And so we had to have double staff kind of, you know, because we had to get them off this campus, get them over to the new place. Opened our ER at 6 a.m. at the new place, closed the old one down. So we started moving, and we thought it would take 8 to 10 hours. We had selectively kind of worked our census down. We quit elective surgeries, you know, about a week before on the Pennsylvania, the orthopedic campus, and the Wednesday before on the acute care hospital, and then, you know, tried to manage to get down as low as we could. So we got down to 112 patients that we had to move, so not a small number, but we were able to move them in about 6.5 hours. We were done by 1:30. Everyone got there safely, tucked in bed. After that, I was a happy man. There wasn't much else that could throw me off my game at that point. Just kind of just some pictures. We had a kickoff meeting early in the morning, 6 a.m. with all the team members. You can see different colored vests. There was a lift team that would help get patients, you know, out of the bed, onto the stretcher. There was a transport team, got them from the floor down the ambulance. There was the ambulance team that took them over. So everyone had a role. We practiced this, you know, weeks before, just some dry runs. So it was a very well orchestrated move. So this is kind of a tour of the hospital. I don't know why we don't have sound. So this is our registration area. There's 8 booths, privacy. Let you grab Scott to see if you can. I don't want to start pushing buttons. That usually gets me in trouble.
A question while you're doing this.
Yeah, sure.
What is happening to the old buildings?
So we're working to repurpose them. We've got a fair amount of interest on the Green Lawn campus. There's a child and family is looking at buying our Creed house, it's kind of like a Ronald McDonald house, some buildings along there for their programs. We're working with community mental health and some other entities. There's a real interest in maybe an adolescent crisis center for mental health. There's a real need across the country, but definitely locally, and looking at what we can do there. Penn campus, old Lansing General, really hasn't had a lot of interest. Our worst case scenario that we've kind of built into our plans is that at some point in the future, and I don't know what that point is, we would just bulldoze it and make it green space. Our pledge to the community was not to leave vacant buildings, because that doesn't draw anything good, right? And so, worst case scenario, that's what we would end up doing. We'd like to sell them and repurpose them. We know it's gonna cost about $3 million to take down one campus. So if there's something, valuable and worthwhile. The community just asked us, as we met with many of the neighbors, just please don't put in another marijuana plant. and please don't put in subsidized housing. Those were the asks from the community, the neighbors that surround there. So, we're still working to see what we can do. I'm pretty optimistic about Green Lawn. And never know, Penn campus may come along, so.
How old are your old hospitals?
They vary from 80 years old to about 12. So we built the Cheese Center about 13 years ago. That's our newest one on Green Lawn. And then you've got kind of the 78 tower, and you've got one we did in like 92, the Women and Children's Building. And so, we've just got various levels, so.
But Lansing General is how old? I mean, that's an old building, isn't it?
One part's pretty old, the original, and then you've got the Jarrett wing that's, I think, in the 70s. I'm not sure what the original is for the first part. So, Green Lawn definitely has, we've got some pretty antiquated, you can tell, like, when the stairways are this wide, they were built in a different time frame, because fire marshal would never bless anything like that in this day and age.
Did you have any discussions with MDOT about possibly putting in an exit ramp off 127 right there?
Oh, yes, we have.
They weren't cooperating, right?
Well, it's not in the budget at this time, let's put it that way. Let's see if,
I have no idea.
well, let's go on, but there should be some sound. Oh, yeah. Okay, can you turn it away? Oh, yeah.
Welcoming environment with modern accommodations to make your visit more convenient and comfortable. We know privacy is important. That's why we've increased the number of registration desks and included features for enhanced privacy. All patients have a private room as well.
A little more.
Our stunning cafeteria features indoor and outdoor seating and several deliciously fresh options for meals. Patients are also presented with a daily menu tailored to their dietary needs. And have an on-site coffee shop with extended hours. Throughout the space, you'll find areas for respite. This includes spots both indoors and outdoors that allow for rest and reflection. This is a place designed to deliver the latest in patient care, comfort, convenience, and safety. Home to our Heart and Vascular Institute, Birthplace, Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, and more. Extraordinary care starts here. Learn more by visiting mclaren.org/Lansing. Welcome to the new McLaren Bridger Lansing Hospital, conveniently located at 2900 Collin.
Welcome to the Karmanos Cancer Institute at McLaren Greater Lansing, conveniently located at 3520 Forest Road in Lansing. This world-class cancer center
Kind of our live wall, it's not really live, but we kind of
with more convenience than ever before.
nice visual piece
From
inside.
women's imaging to radiation oncology, patients have access to industry-leading
radiation
technology
oncology
in
wall.
an environment that values privacy, comfort, and safety. Infusion areas have both private and community spaces, giving patients a choice in how they receive care. The Cancer Center also offers multidisciplinary exam rooms where the specialists come to you. When you're battling cancer, getting treatment should be quicker, easier, and all in one place. Extraordinary cancer care starts here. Learn more about the Cancer Center at McLaren Greater Lansing by visiting mclaren.org/Lansing.
Much better with some,
Welcome to
but not twice. This is our outdoor courtyard. So we've got the indoor dining room by the cafe that opens up out to this courtyard. Furniture isn't quite as depicted because that just will not last long in Michigan weather. But it's a nice seating option, and it is nice out there. So in our old place, the basement is where the cafeterias resided. Pretty dark, pretty dated. They didn't really have great space to work with, and this is really probably been one of the high points for the staff especially, is our cafeteria generally has 5 different stations open for lunch and dinner. And so you got a salad bar, you've got sandwich wraps, they've got their hot grill, they've got a pizza oven. And so there's a lot more choices that are available. And just really, they did a great job turning up what they provide. And just got another depiction of the courtyard outside, no lights. So we talked a little bit about the Health and Wellness Pavilion, our repurposing. Programs we put over there are kind of our pain management center, our EMG, neurodiagnostics, pain, our diabetes education. We also have our family medicine residency clinic. So those are doctors in training that provide a lot of care to folks that can't get in anywhere else. We see a lot of Medicaid, a lot of folks with no insurance, so we're kind of a safety net there for them. CATA was great. They put in a bus stop right down by the hospital, which helped a lot. So a lot of our folks depend on public transportation, so that is helpful. Our sleep center's there, wound and hyperbaric center, and then our cardiac and pulmonary rehab. The smaller building, the orange one, that's going to house kind of an outpatient lab draw station, our Coumadin clinic, and then mostly support kind of our accounts payable folks, our surgery scheduling, our foundation. So not many clinical things in that second building. So this is the building I talked about coming hopefully June of 2023, calling our medical services building 2. We broke ground in December. December seems to be a popular month for us to break ground. I don't know why we're looking at warmer months, but so again, a 60,000 square foot facility. The whole lower level is pretty much the joint venture between MSU and McLaren for outpatient radiology. So they have a lot of stuff in the I building right now. They'll be moving all that over to this campus. Again, it opens up opportunities for us to work together. We're starting a residency program for radiology and training radiologists to help with the need that we see. So again, our target date is summer 2023. So it goes well and it kind of blends in well with the campus. So we're excited to have that. That's really the presentation. One of the amenities you can't really see here, but on our ER on the back side, we built a 4-bay enclosed garage for the ambulances to back into. So in the inclement weather, they're out of it when they're unloading the patients. It's heated. You know, their rigs can get cleaned out and they come right into the back of the ER. So they've been pretty pleased with that. And then right as they come in, we've got a lounge where they can fill out their paperwork, grab a quick snack, you know, get squared away, get the rig back together and take back off. So again, it's one of those little extras that makes it nice for the patients first and foremost, but makes it nice for the ambulance guys too. Yes, sir.
The last building that you just showed, is that the one that Tom Izzo was invested money into?
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. So a development group, Gillespie Group is who's building that building, but Claire isn't, so we're using a developer, and I know Coach is part of that program, yeah. So, yes, sir.
Total employees there with McLaren, that campus.
So we're about, we usually say right around 2,000. So, between all the part-times per diem and stuff, so that's the number we tend to kinda hang our hat on. I'll tell you right now though, there is such a shortage in finding help. You name anything in the hospital, I probably have an opening for it. We just, the thing COVID created for us is, a lot of people are near retirement said, you know, I think now's the time to retire. I don't wanna do this anymore. There are other people that, so as you saw that mass exodus, there's another group that said, I'm not even going into healthcare. This is a little scary, and why would I wanna expose myself to this? As that happened, more and more places were short-staffed, so contract companies are out there that will find you therapists, or nurses, or surgery techs, that you can put on a 13-week contract, you know, they'll get it to you, but you pay exorbitant rates. So for a nurse in the heights of COVID, we were probably have to pay $160 an hour to a contract company. And the nurse was probably getting 80 or 90 of it. Well, the top wage scale for a nurse is usually right around 45 if you've been there for 15, 20 years. So a lot of these people that weren't tied down didn't have to worry about childcare, didn't have to worry about health insurance. They're like, I'm gonna go make 80, 90 bucks an hour for as long as this lasts. So we lost quite a few employees who went and became travelers. And in the old days, being a traveler meant you were going to the middle of Wyoming, you know, 2 hours away from civilization. Now you can be a traveler and go from Lansing to Jackson. Not a big deal, right? And so we've really struggled with that. It started to dry up some, but that has been a horrible struggle for us. And then at the entry level, for a while I think there wasn't a pressing need to get jobs because there was some free money out there. When that stopped, we hoped it would get better. It hasn't. So we're struggling at almost every level to find staff that want to work and at a reasonable wage. But it's kind of a bidding war out there right now, and I don't think healthcare is unique. I think it's in many industries. So it's been a challenge for us. Yes.
Are there new, or what you're seeing there and kind of the big picture, are younger folks getting out of high school and getting into the health field, or is it just kind of going by the wayside?
No, there's still, I mean, the nursing, I still see a lot of nursing students, I see things, but it's kind of like what you hear about real estate right now. When they come in for the interview, you better be ready to offer the job and at a salary they want, or they're gonna go across town and they're gonna offer them a job at $6 more an hour and they're gonna give it to them right then. So you've gotta be quick. And sometimes large organizations aren't good, just being honest. So we're working and we're unionized, so we always have to, you know, work through that first, make sure the union's okay with us doing those things. So it's a slower process in some places. We're working through it. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, we offer all types of incentives. We've done large bonuses if you pick up extra shifts. We've offered triple times at critical moments. Because at the end of the day, we got to take care of patients, so we're going to do whatever it takes. I was joking with one of my folks, my license to practice respiratory is still alive and active. And I said, these rates keep going up. I'm going to have to quit this suit job and go back to being a therapist because it's going to be far more lucrative. But again, we take good care of the patients. We do what we have to do, but it's just a tough environment out there right now to find staff. Yes.
I'm curious, do you offer childcare? I mean, do you have a childcare?
We do not have a childcare. You know, we shopped around. We don't do childcare. We talked with some kinder cares of the world and some of the other places because we thought maybe they'd have an interest. They felt there was others, places nearby, close enough that it didn't make sense for them to open up on there. It was a fair response of our employees. You know, we asked how important would it be. Fair number, but you've got some folks that are willing to pay $100 a week and some that are willing to pay $500. And so where do you find that happy medium? And at the end of the day, none of the folks really were interested in building it on site because we kind of hoped for that, but we wanted someone else to run it. So,
I noticed you didn't mention the Breslin Center, the Breslin Cancer thing at McLaren. Did that move with you too?
so the Breslin name and Breslin and Carmanos kind of blended in together.
Okay.
So yeah, they're kind of one and the same. So Breslin, you had the infusion center on the old Green Lawn campus, right in the back. So now that's the infusion center up on the second floor. But yeah, that's been a tricky part as we move, because you know you had ICUs that were named after people, you had different, and so you want to still honor that legacy. Dr. Chi did the first open heart surgery, and Chi Library has always been there. It's named in honor of his son who was killed in a car accident. You know, we wanted to continue that on, and so yeah, we've been looking for ways to keep the legacy names still part of it, but acknowledge some of our new partnerships. So, but Breslin, I think, will always live on in some fashion there.
Any other questions?
Yeah, you know, in Lansing area, you got primary care facilities in McLaren and Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
Is the relationship there more competitive, or more is, there's enough need that operate in a lot of ways more like?
We're always going to be competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, you want market share, they want market share. There's certain things that they do very well, and we would be foolish to get into, right? So they have a great pediatric ICU. They're a higher level of neuro, you know, they do craniotomies and stuff like that. To be good at that, you gotta do a lot of it. So to dilute the market, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. It's not good for the community. I think orthopedically, if you need a total joint done, we do a ton of them. And we have very good surgeons, and that's all they do. And Sparrow has some good doctors, but again, if you look at certain things, they do things better, and I don't dispute that. I think there's some things we do better. So I think we all have our niche. We're always gonna compete for the general medical surgical patients. But the specialties, like I say, I think they do a great job in areas. I had a sick child. I would never say take them to McLaren. We really don't do pediatrics. But if someone says, where should I go get my hip done? I got 3 or 4 guys I can tell you right now are better than anyone you could go to. So, always gonna be competitive. It's friendly, you know, I'm never gonna talk bad about them. Hopefully they don't talk bad about us, right? So.
What about the services that MSU offers in their healthcare? You mentioned, I believe, radiology.
Yeah.
Is that gonna move from their facility?
It is. So that's all gonna move to so we've already moved, kind of step 1 of our joint venture. They've already moved all their mammography into our second floor. So we have our first joint venture program is our breast care center. So all the mammography that they used to have is now on our campus, combined with ours, and we're doing it jointly. And then in June of '23, all their CTs, MRIs, everything moves over. And then we shift all of our outpatient volume over there, and we run that as strictly an outpatient center. So, yeah, that's part of it. We work with, you know, some of their surgeons primarily do work at our facility. They have some that primarily do work at Sparrow. They're always gonna, you know, they've got to take care of themselves. It's never gonna have all your eggs in one basket, right? So they'll have some docs that go one way more than the other. But I think it's definitely strengthened our relationship with them, being out there close and looking at how we can kind of be stronger together. So, yeah, we're excited. So.
Anything else? Oh, well, thank you very
All
much.
right.
We wanna.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
You folks have a very good evening.
Thank you very much.
And now Trevor's dad. All right, take care, folks.
You too. We're gonna move on to the secretary's report.
On the back of your agenda, you'll find the secretary's report for minutes from April 14th. If you have any additions or corrections, I can change it. Won't let Karen know.
Any additions, corrections? Then do we have a motion?
So moved.
A motion to accept them? Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Our treasurer's,
Couple other quick things, just want to mention part of the secretary's report.
okay.
We now have all the officers lined up for next year. Mention that to everybody.
Thank you
So
all.
you might see that on your table, and now we've got it filled in. Also, I want to thank Karen Robinson for doing a presentation at the Good Morning Mason for the Masonry Chamber of Commerce on the 21st, Thursday the 21st. Talked about some of the upcoming events, spring fling and the diabetes strides walk. Speaking of the events coming up, I have a sign-up sheet right there on that table back there. I'm asking that you please take a look at it. If you are able to sign up for a shift, we've got shifts for setup, takedown, morning and afternoon for spring fling. And for our event, it's just afternoon. But we have 2 different shifts also for the 14th. Take a look at it, and in very small print it says, if you can't sign up for a shift, we sure like you to stop by, okay? So, keep that in mind. We are going to have our spring fling booth located on the walkway up to the flagpole to the left on Jefferson. So it's in a little different spot than it was for down home days. But the sign-up sheet is over there on the table, please sign
Well,
up.
should we pass it around?
Sure, we can do that if you like.
I can get it.
You're younger than
Yeah, you know. I don't know if I am or not, really.
Well, you look younger.
All right.
Okay,
Sign up on.
I need to do the story walk, so I don't know.
And remember, we all said we'd help out on the 14th, so sign up.
We need help on the 7th too. By the way, on the 7th, our district governor, Tracy Temple, will be there to talk about Eversight. So if you want to talk to the district governor, it'll be at our booth at Spring Fling.
Okay, we're gonna go on, unless there's something else, Doug?
No, that's it.
Okay, treasurer's report, Rich is not here because he and his wife have COVID, but I've got the report. The administrative account has $7,437.12. The gaming account has $2,048.12. And the donation account has $7,874.56. Questions?
Also, Rich had been taking care of the Lions of Michigan Foundation tickets, the raffle tickets.
Right.
I think that we've got all the money in now.
Mine are in the car.
Okay, so get that into Cindy because
Because I can give it back to Rich, he gave me the
Okay.
thing.
I think that's all we got left.
Okay, good. Leo's report, they had a meeting that Karen went to the last time, and she said that they're still working on their project, raising money and goods for Angel House. They are also excited about working on the strides for diabetes in May, sorry. And also, I need people to sign up for the month of May to go to the Leo's meeting. So I'll pass this around, and if you can go, please sign up. It's Friday, 2:45. Keep passing it around, if you wouldn't mind, because we do need people to go. I'm going on Friday. Okay, moving along then, the spring fling booth. Doug, do you have anything else you'd want to add?
No, except that I've pretty much, because my grandson is graduating from high school this year, I have a lot of tents and chairs and stuff, so I think I'll just be able to bring the canopy that I have. So we don't need a canopy for that.
All right.
But I would have access, I think, to just 2 canopies for the strides walk, so you might need another one there, so talk to Heather about that.
Okay, I think Rich mentioned it last time.
Yeah, Rich might have one too. So.
Yeah, I said I'd bring ours
Okay,
for strides.
good. Okay, yeah, and so, yeah, spring fling is actually gonna be a little longer than down home days, it's going till 4:30 again,
Oh,
so instead of 3.
are we having displays? You talked about doing something for us.
We have a thing that Heather and I have worked out for door prize tickets for the next week's event.
Okay.
I'll be bringing you some examples of those door prizes, and we're gonna try to get people excited about doing that, as opposed to spinning the wheel. And we're also gonna be starting to collect money for Ukrainian refugees,
Okay.
so that's back there as well.
Any questions about spring fling?
You still have the iMod?
What?
Do you still have the iMod?
Yes, I'll be bringing the eye model. I've also got a blow-up lion and a blow-up eye. I've got a bunch of little stuff that I bought. I got lots of crap, as my wife likes to call it.
Okay. Anything else on that? Then moving on to the Strides for Diabetes, it's May 14th, the sign up is going around. Anything we need to know, or we'll work on it at the next meeting?
Press release has gone out, put flyers up all over the place on the internet and posting hither and yon, so I think our promotion is pretty good. Anything I post online, Doug immediately shares, so. And Doug's got some activities figured out. We're gonna have 2 programs coming from Union County Health Department, and we've confirmed the library will be bringing a story walk to set up along the route.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah, we'll be good.
Okay.
We just need volunteers.
Okay. Anything on the poker? Nothing?
No reports. Flag squad on May 14th.
Anybody have
Saturday.
anything on Project Kid
Unfortunate
Site?
day.
I know that Karen and Jenny were doing Project Kid Site, so we'll wait until we see them again. Jenny is home ill, from what I said to me. The sweepstakes tickets we already talked about. For Bear Lake, Jenny and Stan and Karen, and did you go to Jeff? Jeff went to the Bear Lake fundraiser. They raised $5,380, and then they had a match from the Langsburg Modern Woodman for a total of $7,880. They did have which was exciting. I don't know if that's more or less than they usually raise, but they felt good about that. And they have changed their executive director at the camp. Tracy Tripley is now their interim camp director. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add about Bear Lake? Anybody that went?
I'm just amazed about Tracy. Lady can't say no.
Oh, well, busy people can't. Okay. Then moving along to the new business. We have had someone who, when Karen went to that breakfast, there was someone that asked her about whether we had any dollars or funding for diabetes treatment versus just awareness. And I don't know if you've had that request before. Does anyone know what we might say? No. Does anyone know, does the foundation do anything?
That's what I was just gonna say. I haven't seen anything in regards to the foundation on that. There is a district diabetes committee though.
For the Lions clubs?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so you could look in the roster book and see who the head of that is and maybe get something.
I wondered, I'm not familiar with it, but I wondered if the community action agencies in the area do anything. There's gotta be, or are there other organizations that might deal with diabetes treatment?
I have not heard of any in our meetings the last 2 years. But
Really? Okay, well, we'll look at we'll just tell them we deal with awareness and, we'll look in the roster. Okay. Then, the next thing is flowers on the bridge. Lynn ordered flowers, what did you find out?
We ordered, from the American Legion again, geraniums, 66 plants this time, because we got 2 extra boxes on the west side of the bridge. Anticipate that they'll be in probably another 10 days to 2 weeks before they get in. When they get in, the shipment for the Legion and us, we'll get our 66 plants that are red and white. And, get a date to plant them and go from there.
Then we need 72 instead of 66.
72?
Yeah.
I can make that change.
And Lion Jim has the, boxes made, and it has the ones mounted on the west side of the bridge now. It really looks nice. And the owner of the property, called our house the day Lion Jim was doing the boxes. And his tenant took pictures of Jim's truck sitting on the grass. Jim just told him, he says, I only got one more box to do, then I'm gonna be out of your hair for the rest of your life. But, yeah, the man called our house, and fortunately enough, Lion Jenny talked to him instead of me. Wouldn't been quite as nice to him as she was, I don't believe, you know. In fact, we don't know if he owns all that property. Probably the city has the right of way there, so, anyway. We didn't argue with him, or I say, they didn't argue with him, they just went on their way and took care of it. Yeah.
Why didn't they park by the barber shop on that side?
Because he had to carry the boxes. The old boxes, he had to carry
Oh,
them
the
along.
old, they didn't know
Yeah.
they did something.
Yeah.
So don't park where we parked last year.
Right,
okay?
don't park there.
That's why my wife got me.
However, he did tell me that if you're on the opposite side of the house, by the entrance to the cemetery,
Yeah.
that is, even though it's grass, that is a parking lot. That's what he told me.
But it's better if you park across the street, I
It
guess.
My wife got me off.
Do we need to have soil or dirt for those boxes, or is Jim taking care of that?
He's taking care of it.
It's all taken care of.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay, anything else on the flowers? Yes.
I will plan on, when I'm here, watering every Monday again.
Oh, nice, thank you. The flowers were beautiful last year. Great job. Any other new business? Yes.
Just to let you know, we had a sixth grade student that, needed an eye exam and glasses and was referred by the middle school, social worker, and that's been taken care of. So,
Okay.
Just a side note,
Yes.
they're gonna be stopping at that bridge this year on the way to the cemetery on Memorial Day weekend, and they're gonna fire a volley on down there.
Oh, okay. So if you can make it to the Memorial Day parade?
It's gonna, they're gonna stop at that bridge,
Okay.
right? He will be in charge of the ready aim fire, and we're gonna scare the ducks. Which I guess they used to do, but I don't never remember doing it, but.
Friends, ever know on Memorial Day, there is a ceremony at the memorial.
8
starts
o'clock.
at 8 o'clock. Last year it was 9 o'clock because of the, COVID and no possession, but this year it'll be 8 o'clock, reading of the names, and then, parade takes off at 9 o'clock. We'll go down State Street, and the VFW is doing a ceremony in the cemetery.
So they'll be at the bridge like at 8:30 or something?
Yeah, well, we'll leave from downtown at 9 o'clock, and it's just a
Oh,
walk from here at
just
9
walk
o'clock.
down.
Probably 7 after or 5 after, something like that, we'll be down at the bridge. Short ceremony, naval ceremony there.
We ain't gonna get to eat.
All right, so 9:07. Any other new business?
Is this where you wanted me to say something about the
Oh, yes,
robotics?
this is new business, yes.
The Mason Robotics team went to Houston, Texas, and did very well, it sounded like. And I would like to offer up that we make a donation to their cause. And I don't know how much, $100 or more. What were you thinking?
$100 sounds good.
Okay.
So we have a motion to donate $100 to the Mason High School robotics team, and we have a second. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Great. Then we are on to announcements and reminders. We're having a budget meeting May 10th at 6 o'clock at my house. It's one of my last responsibilities, so please come, and everyone is invited. Then we go on to the 50-50 and Joker draw.
You got all your officers?
Yes, we do, that's what Doug was saying. We have all our officers, our whole slate
You
is
say
full.
6 o'clock for that meeting?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. 50-50 in the Joker draw.
You got yours all
I ain't
sorted
even,
out?
I ain't got nothing done.
Okay, we're gonna do the Joker draw first apparently, because Wayne's doing something.
I was paying attention to where.
And seeing as how it was just one last meeting, it's up to $6.
Oh, wow. Take your time.
We got the calendar for the,
Right?
up there.
Ah.
The calendar for the middle school. Up, and then
Oh,
and the Sunday.
want me to read it?
Sure.
527, 429.
2-7.
Ron,
Ron?
That's nice, that number my birthday, we'll probably draw.
Oh, you got it.
See if you can win $6 there, huh?
It's your all the money anyway, that's for you.
I know, you got $6
Well,
Let's
let's
go
start
back.
strong for you there.
Then he got it. Oh, it's 8 of spades. You wanna see it? It's in there.
Usually I do this during the thing, but that was interesting.
Okay,
Come on.
Who's the treasurer tonight?
I'm taking the money,
Okay.
I just need you to write down and tell me how much you got.
Who won that one?
Ron Underhill.
Well, then draw out the next one, and if it's yours, we'll have to throw it back in.
I don't wanna draw that.
Last three digits will be 790.
Yeah.
790.
Did you?
Happy birthday.
Well, I'll let you know how much you won
I
later.
tell you what, just give it to the treasurer.
Okay, turn
There
it
you
back
go.
into the
There you go,
treasury. Thank you.
Okay. Any other business? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Great. There's some more cake if somebody will take it home. And we are adjourned.
you, Dave. Yeah.
Okay.
What are we thinking?
Oh, I always tape the meetings down.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. If you look at the bottom of your minutes, there's a link to it on YouTube. You can watch them.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty boring, but anyway.